Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? Guys, can you imagine the mental gymnastics the British media had to pull off this week? One moment they were practically popping champagne, ready to label Prince Harry a courtroom loser. And the next minute, he pulls a Houdini and reappears where? In Ukraine. Yeah, Ukraine. While the headlines were still drying. Like now, they had to do double the work to keep up with where Prince Harry is at. I love it for them. I absolutely love it for them. Yes, he doesn't make their work easy, and it's good for them that way. Um, so here's the tea. After 2 days, let's see, after 2 days of appeal court hearings in London over his security, the Home Office decided to downgrade like budget airline seats. Prince Harry pieced out and zipped over to live. But before we get into the Ukraine trip, let's talk about the courtroom saga because I started with day one and I didn't complete it, mainly because it's a very short summary of what happened in day two. But there are a few points I really would like to highlight for those people who are following the ongoings on quite closely. So, Prince Harry's barrister, the legendary Shahid Fatima Casey, King's Counsel, dropped bombs. According to her, the Ravek committee didn't bother to do a risk assessment before stripping Harry of his automatic right to security back in 2020. So, this is just like a recap of what we already discussed so that I don't lose you along the way when I add on the current information. So, bear with if it feels like you have heard this already. Where were we? Imagine being one of the most high profile royals in the world and getting demoted to we'll call you if there's any danger kind of type situation that Ravek wanted for Prince Harry. Ravek basically told Harry, we've got this bespoke thing for you. Bespoke in what is custom fit safety based on I don't know. Maybe they thought vibes, and I don't know why they thought that Prince Harry would go along with that, but for some reason they did. And then day two of the events, um, most of the hearing went on behind closed doors due to security concerns. However, Fatima Casey, representing Harry, had given us a hint of what they would be discussing behind the scenes, and she said that the private sessions were mainly to explore sensitive comparisons between Prince Harry and others, potentially others being the members of the royal family or other high profile individuals. So, where are we now with the proceedings? The judgment is not out yet. I know that they're going to deliberate very, very carefully because if they have been studying Prince Harry's character by now, then they would know that he is not ready to let it go. He will go all the way if necessary because this thing is kind of clear cut. There is a heavy fog of manipulative influence. You can see it weaving in between. I don't know whether it is because we're getting the news from the British media and we're not directly in the courtroom, but yeah, we kind of have a sense that there is a heavy fog of influence going on. Um, and the judges are hard pressed not to accede to the royal family's demands for things to go their own way. It is quite unlike the American system where I could see all the filings that were presented to the court and then make an assessment of what was happening in the case by just looking at the assessment, the filings that the both lawyers presented to the court. But hey ho, there we are. There we are. Um, the Court of Appeal is going to have to rule um, whether this bespoke setup holds water or if Harry's security should go back to being, secure. What do you all think? If they deny him, does he keep fighting or do you think he should just say fine, I'll stay in California? For I can already guess what a lot of the American people are going to say. They're going to say screw England, screw the UK. But what about the other side of it? Because the royal family are not the only people that Prince Harry could come and see here. He's got his whole life up to before he 30 something odd years, and that is his birthright. And it's not just a regular citizen, he's a member of the royal family. And if he was a billionaire, I don't know whether the security concerns he has now would be the same. I don't know. But anyway, we will have to wait until the judgment of the court before we know what the court is going to say. But I know that I can tell that there's a lot of pressure on the courts to accede to what the royal family wants, which would be wrong. The only problem is that they badly underestimated Prince Harry's character, and I don't know why. I haven't spoken to Prince Harry myself, of course not, but I can already tell the way this is going to go. They lived with him. How could they so badly underestimate him? I don't understand this. Is it just that they like to shoot themselves in the foot all the time? What is it that they didn't see? Because even someone without glasses could tell you who Prince Harry was. Anyway, before we continue, if this is your first time on here, welcome. Please take a moment to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up and leave your thoughts in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. If you have visited before and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting on? Go on, come out of the undecided camp. We are on a mission to hit 10K subs. The mission is still on. And here is why. The milestone is going to help us support Prince Harry during his upcoming trial coming up in 2026, January 2026. We're going to be able to help him with his campaign for the Levinson 2 inquiry. And ultimately, we'll be able to file our petition at the UN when the time comes. So it's the numbers that we're looking for is not just for the vanity of it all. It is really to be able to access the numbers that the charities in the UK who have been silent, who have said to me that if I had the numbers, they would work with me. It's to be able to get them on board. So please, pretty please, hit the subscribe button so that we are in with a chance of hitting that 10,000 subscriber milestone. To all those who have been with me from the beginning, thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button, will you please? So here is just going back to what we were talking about. Here is where it gets deliciously ironic. While the British media were warming up their Harry fails again headlines, he was boarding a flight out of Dodge. He was like, you all continue with the circus, right? I have work to do. Next stop, Ukraine. And I love it for them. I love it that they are no longer getting the news directly and putting their own spin on it as they would like. They have to now collaborate with media from other countries, being in a more submissive position and then having to buy photographs from those people. So yeah, it's taking a hit in their pockets, and I really love it for them. I really love it for them that it is this way. So Prince Harry popped up at the Superhuman Center in Liv, a place offering prosthetics, surgery, and psychological support to civilians and military personnel injured in war. Right? This wasn't a photo op. The CEO, Olga Rudnova, had invited him last year and again during the Invictus Games in February. And if you've been following Prince Harry's work, you would know that when he shows up, it's to really do something and further the objective of Invictus Games. So, yeah, absolutely, he was there to see, because they have this legacy program. If you've hosted the Invictus Games, then, or you want to host the Invictus Games, you have to agree to legacy programs which will continue after the Invictus Games, right? So this would probably be one of the things that they are, holding out to Prince Harry and saying, look at what we're doing over here, and he's going on to have a look at it, which is very much in line with his brand. So there's nothing odd there. It's completely in sync with what you would expect Prince Harry to do. It's in line with his work as a champion for all the wounded and injured soldiers. So while he was there, Harry met with patients, doctors, surgeons, everyone making miracles happen on a daily in a country still actively at war. Like, I don't know where he gets this brave heart from. His heart is so big and brave. Goodness me. He even reunited with our girl Yulia. Remember who remembers Yulia from the Heart of Invictus Games? She was there as well, which is great. And that feels like it would be a full circle moment, because while she has seen him in different places where the Invictus Games was being hosted, now Harry gets to see her in her own country as well. So that's really nice. I love that. Um Anyway, I don't want to keep you guys on here for too long. It was really just to give you this update. Over on Saturday, we do a breakdown of the confessions of a female founder. How many of you have listened to it? And more importantly, how many people have reviewed it on whatever platform you were listening on it on? The Rangers are doing their thing. So we are back to pushing reviewing and rating of the confessions of a female founder. Please, if you haven't done it, don't think somebody else is going to do it. Please just go ahead and um, review, leave a rating for the Confessions of a Female Founder. But regardless of the ratings and the reviews, Confessions of a Female Founder, so far I have seen that it has hit number one on most of the platforms, which is fantastic, which is absolutely fantastic. Megan is spoiling us because she's now making us think that every time she does something, she's either number one at it, or if she's selling a product, it has to be sold out. It's almost like we are being spoiled with excellence. The pressure is on. Um, Harry shows us who this what we are seeing. Well, although that we have seen that the British media are reporting on Prince Harry being in the Ukraine at the moment, but um it is it is something I'm sure that they would have preferred not to report on. Anytime Prince Harry shows up, he shows up as and he shows everyone the real person that he is, which is a global humanitarian with receipts, not regrets. One last thing before I go, which is just to mention the fact, I think I saw someone made a comment on Twitter, and it's very true. The other day, just last week, this woman was talking and talking and talking, and now she is as quiet as a mouse. Who wants to bet that she has received legal papers and now she is being forced to shut her mouth, not only to shut her mouth, but also because she now has to defend herself in a defamation case? I am willing to bet that this is the case. Let me have a look at your comments before I go. Lorna says Prince Harry believes while Invictus games are important, but the aftercare and follow up after the games is just as important. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Imagine building up all of that enthusiasm only for everything to fizzle out after the games are concluded, which is really supposed to be like the celebration after everyone has done the work. So, yeah, uh, Karina says it was very engaging and well done. I believe you're talking about Confessions of a Female Founder. No spoilers here for you about what I'm going to say, but yes, I completely agree with you. Lizzie Utomi says, good job, Wizzy. Thank you so much, Lizzie. Your compliment is definitely very helpful. Um, because you always, since we are here alone, working alone, sometimes we wonder, are we making a difference? Especially when you look at the numbers on YouTube. When you see the derangers, they have hundreds of thousands of views, and the positive channels, if they do well on a regular, I think the average views on my videos are often between 5,000 and 6,000. And then you begin to wonder, what am I doing wrong? That is like one out of 100 of what the derangers get. And like, it's not a question of what you're doing wrong. It's really just how the algorithm is currently set up. Anyway, well, that just shows you that this is a labor of love. Because did you guys know that for this niche that we're working in, YouTube literally pays you $3, I think it is, for every 1,000 views on a video. I want you to think about that. So some videos get maybe $6, $9. But so it's definitely a passion project rather than a profit making one. But it makes it difficult to do the work that we really want to do to make all of this stop. The people who just shouldn't be getting the money are the ones getting the money, because there are certain things that SEO people have told me that we can do to snatch the algorithm from the derangers, but because I don't have enough money, I can't do it. So I just have to bear with. Anyway, guys, that was my little rant over about the current situation. Thank you guys for being here. I will be on Saturday. So tell me what you think in the comment section, and maybe we'll talk about it on Saturday. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and so you don't miss any updates. That's all I have for today. Thanks for being here. This is Wheezy signing out. Ciao.